Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a great blend for you guys today, and I'm excited to bring you from a tea company that I don't always do tastings. I've only done maybe 2 or 3 of them, but this one is from Free Your Tea, which is that tea subscription, and it's called Red Fruit. I'm looking forward to this one because I haven't had a nice black tea in quite some time. I've been off black tea for a while, but this one has black tea, cranberry pieces, safflowers, cranberry, strawberry, and raspberry flavors. So, judging by the smell, I'm really looking forward to it. This has been a really beautiful smelling tea. Hey Snail, welcome. So we'll start off with the type of tea that this is. So taking a look at this leaf, you can, oops, it just snapped. You can tell by the shape, it looks like it's kind of close to an Assam. It's not too, it's short, but it's not CTC. It's very small leaf. So it's close to an Assam in that size, but it's, hey Miriam, welcome. Hey Ma, welcome. Hey Teresa and Izzy, welcome. Welcome everybody. But yeah, it looks like it's just a really short leaf. It's close to an Assam, but it's not an Assam. This is not CTC, which is cut, tear, curl. It's been cut. Maybe it's been torn. I can't really tell from that size. But it hasn't been curled. So we're just going to keep this classified closer to just a short leaf. Oh wow, maybe it was just that example, because I'm pulling out some wet leaf and it's opened quite a bit. It looks like it's gone up a few. Like maybe I just pulled up the wrong size. I don't know. Yeah, this one, okay, this is more like it. So it's a much shorter leaf. So I'm expecting a more hearty, stronger blend. Stronger tasting blend due to just that cut of leaf as well. But if you take a look, you have just a lot of like really dark black, well oxidized tea with little flashes of red, which is the safflower. Let me see if I can pull one out. There we go. So it's like a little bit of flashy red. I really should. You know what? Let's see. Let's see if this works. Against. Oh wow. I'm trying to tell, but on Twitch, I might have like a white balancing issue because I am looking super. Oh great! Now I'm having connection issues. Wonderful. Oh well. All right. Huh? Oh, it's resolved? Okay, good. Yeah, because it was giving me the little circle timer thingy saying it was reconnecting. Okay, good. Hopefully the connection stays so that we can get through this this blend, because I really don't have a whole lot of this tea to begin with. It came in this little satchel, so I only have like enough for this one and this is just in one other cup. I'm not going to be able to do it the same way next week. So fingers crossed, at least let this thing stay for about half an hour, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so if you take a look at the liqueur, look at how dark that is. That is just gorgeous, nice and brown with red highlights. You can see where the light reflects right through it. You can barely see my fingers through it, and that's gonna indicate a stronger, earthier tea, which kind of surprised me because normally when you blend fruits into a tea, depending on what those fruits are, I generally prefer to do it with a green tea or a white tea so that the fruit comes out better. However, this is a flavored tea. So not only does it have pieces of the fruit in it, it's probably been sprayed with the flavoring as well. So it might be more prevalent than what I'm expecting. I mean, it smells fruity, but it might not taste fruity if the black tea that they used overpowers it. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how this tastes. It smells a little bit creamy. Okay, here we go. I'm fogging up my glasses there. Okay, this is nice. You can taste the berry flavoring in it. I can tell right off the bat that there's not much astringency in it, but this is the kind of tea that I'm going to want to drink fast because it has the potential to become quite astringent if I leave it too long. That's about the norm when you use a shorter leaf. You lose that kind of nutty, woody flavor for the bigger leaves, and the less oxidized. For the stronger, earthy muscatel of a strong black tea. I hate using the word muscatel, mainly because unless you've had it, you don't know what it is. But it's like that black tea flavor that you get from just drinking, even from an iced black tea. You have that flavor that you just know is tea. So that's that muscatel flavor. I like to err on the side of caution just in case people haven't had black tea before. You never know who you're talking to, you know? As for the fruit blend, the presence is there, but you don't really get to taste the distinctiveness of each fruit. It's like a general red berry flavor. Now there's 3 different flavorings in here. You have the cranberry, which, I'm not getting the bite that you usually get from a cranberry, that little sting of bitterness that usually comes with cranberries. So I'm not getting that, which is good. That's probably masked by the strawberry and the raspberry. But in that same sense, I'm not getting a super sweet flavor that you would usually get from a raspberry or a strawberry. It's very much what it advertises. It's just red berry, very general, a little bit tangy, a little bit sweet, but nothing indicative of a specific flavor profile. I mean, otherwise, it's still really good. Unless you're looking for a specific strawberry blend or a specific cranberry blend or a raspberry blend. So this doesn't disappoint you as far as flavor. As I continue to drink it, because it's still pretty hot, very, very low astringency, if any. I'm really not getting a whole lot of... there I go again. Am I stagnant again? I don't know. Okay, it looks like I'm back on the air. Red berry flavoring, and I'm really enjoying this blend in the fact that I can see it go well iced also. maybe not even sweetened, like because of all the flavoring and stuff like that. It doesn't really need a whole lot, but we'll see. I might just do the other one iced, just out of morbid curiosity. So right now that muscatel is not very strong either. It's blending well with the berries. I'm not getting a bitterness. I'm not getting any astringency. That as bad as it could possibly be with shortcut leaves. They probably went with a mid to high quality for the tea itself, which is good because a lot of the time subscriptions they outsource their products on the cheaper side because they don't have their own product to sell. Basically, what they do is they send blends from other places and slap their name on it. So a lot of the time, since their reputation is not directly on the line, they can afford to squeeze out some of the quality in place of value, basically. But I think that from the taste, they are not using cheap leaves at all, which I really appreciate. To blend, and it shows. Like I would rather pay more for a less quantity of good flavor than pay less for, let's say, a 3 ounce bag of something that tastes awful. I'm the kind of person who, when I buy a tea, I stick with it. And for those of you who've never heard this story before, the whole reason I built up a tolerance for Earl Grey was because I went to Adagio and I bought 3 different flavors of Earl Grey, and I hated it. I did not like Earl Grey, but I stuck with it. I drank it. I built up my tolerance, and so I can take it. I'd rather not. Excuse me. But if it comes up, if I have to teach a class or if I have to talk about it, I can talk about it objectively instead of saying, I hate this. This is nasty. It's like facing your fears. Exactly. You have to acquire the taste. Sometimes, whether you like it or not. It becomes more of a professional move rather than drinking it just casually. And that's why whenever I review it, I review with the knowledge that my taste buds work differently from other people's. My taste buds don't like it. There's a lot of people out there who do. And I say, good for them. It's a good tea. Enjoy it. I'm telling you that this tea, subjectively is not my cup, but objectively I can see how somebody else can enjoy it. So all of that being said, I appreciate that this is a short leaf black tea, which is not usually my go-to. My go-to is like on the lighter end. I prefer, hey Izzy, welcome. What does it say? My taste buds are bigger than yours. That depends on the size of your mouth. There's a joke in there. I don't know. I'll behave. But yeah, it's hard for some people to speak objectively regarding taste. You see it on TikTok all the time where they just eat something that's exotic, and they're like, ew, this is nasty, and it just shows this kind of immaturity that these people do, because it's more they do it for attention than actual education purposes, you know? And you know, that really upsets me sometimes, because you take things out of context and you say, this stuff is nasty, listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. But everybody's tastes are different. You know, there's people, for those foods that make you go ew, there's people that grew up on it. You know, there's people that love it. There's people that, you know, when they eat it in their old age, it brings them back to when they were young again. And, you know, like, this is the kind of objectivity that you need to reflect. It might not be your cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, you know? And, like, this, I can see why people would love it. I can see why people, in general, go for the stronger black teas rather than the regular. But my specific tastes are for the, like, more on the Darjeeling side, more of the lighter black teas, because, you know, my tastes in general, I should say, I like to find all the nuances. You know, I like to look at the differences and really see if I can pick out individual tastes and stuff like that. Some people like that really strong, bold, kick in the face flavoring, and, you know, like, that gets them through the day. It gets their hearts pounding. You know, it really starts the day, and, you know, I love that. You know, like, good for you guys. That's what you do. I mean, like, I also love Lapsang Souchong. And it doesn't get much stronger than that. Ooh, hold on, my throat's getting a little bit dry. And I guess I'm going off on a tangent today. I don't know. It's just something that just comes to mind. And, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. But getting back to this tea, because you guys didn't come in to listen to me rant about different complaints and stuff. So I could see that this is a really strong. This flavor is very strong, but not overpowering. The muscatel is kind of sweeter than I expected. And I guess that's because, you know, it has all the flavoring and the fruits in it. I'm assuming, since there is so much flavoring, that this is not the kind of tea. Put milk in it? Oh, no. I mean, you could probably put milk in it. The only problem is, again, this has actual, like, citrus in it, all the berries and stuff, so it'll probably curdle. I could see myself putting sugar. I could see myself putting honey. Maybe powdered creamer. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it curdle also, so it'll be hard to imagine without actually doing it. I don't know. I mean, I do have some milk. You guys want to see an experiment? Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go grab some milk real quick. Milk and a spoon. Because I want to see if the citrus content is enough to actually make it curdle. You never know. So we'll start off with a little bit. Alright, so far so good. looking pretty smooth. Yeah, I don't see any curdling from the top. If we take a look, there's not much curdling on the sides either. I mean, it's a little bit dark on my side. But yeah, I don't see any curdling. Hey, who'd have thought? You learn something new every day. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow, I really like that because it's lightening the flavoring of the muscatel, and it brings out the sweetness of the berries a little bit more. Now, since it cooled down, it is a little bit more astringent than it was before, but it's not overpowering, and it's not something. I mean, it's something that can be solved with sugar. But I like this. I like where this is coming from. And you know what? Let's. I'm gonna put a little bit of equal in it. Just this is like you guys know I don't do this very often. But I feel like now that the milk is in there, that gives me an excuse to to sweeten it up a little bit more. Now, keep in mind, I didn't need this. At least in all right, milk and sugar. Let's see. Ooh, that is nice. Now it's creamier. It's sweeter. It's tastier. It's bringing out the berry a whole lot more. It kind of tastes like a fruit-flavored hot chocolate. It's very light. It's very airy. It changed the mouthfeel completely. Before it was very liquidy, it was just very watery. But now it's because of the milk, it's more creamy, and it matches the scent more than what it did before. Like when I first started, like I said, like the berry made it sweet and creamy, just scent wise. But the milk increased that to a much stronger end, which I'm grateful for. Ooh, that's really good. Okay, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now's the time. I'm going to open up with Teresa's question, as I always do. What would I pair this with? What food would I pair this with? Let's do this. Yeah, before I put the milk in it and the sugar, it was a little bit on the, what is this? Will you like this tea? I think you'd like it hot. I don't think you'd like it cool or cold, unless you like really sweeten it. If you would have this cold, if you were to not sweeten it at all, you probably wouldn't. Because I know that you're super sensitive. You can taste more astringency than I can. And, you know, if I say that it's a little astringent to me, it's probably more astringent to you. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that you'd like it hot, but you wouldn't like it cool or cold. So pairing it with, before I sweetened it, before all that, I would say like a chocolate cherry cake, dark chocolate cherry cake, I should say. Black Forest would go pretty good with that. I think Black Forest is or is it German chocolate? One of them has cherries in it already. Whichever one that is, it would go well with that. Because the dark chocolate, Suki, What you doing, baby? We have a little visitor here. The dark chocolate would be really complimentary to like the muscatel and the berry flavor. But now that this has milk and cream in it, I would still do a chocolate cake, but more on the milky side. Maybe chocolate mousse. Maybe I don't know. Like, is there such thing as a milk chocolate cake? I don't know. I know that like chocolate mousse is really good. Maybe a cake with a caramel flavoring. That would suit this one better. Yeah. That would suit that. Yeah. Sorbet. It would work for the sweetened, milky one. Maybe even maybe the unsweetened with milk. Mainly because like the sorbet would sweeten whatever's unsweetened on your palate. So I would say it's possible. Like I would more lean towards the side of how it exists now versus how it existed 10 minutes ago. But yeah, I can see that happening. Ooh, I just got a shot of strawberry right on there. I don't know. Let's try the Thomas taste. Even with all this, like you can still use the Thomas taste, but yeah, let's try it. Wow, all I'm getting is fruit. All I'm getting, like the muscatel is already like 90% gone. I'm getting a lot of fruit. I'm getting a lot of sweet. A little bit. It tastes like a kind of fruit milkshake with chocolate in it. So for those of you who love your tea a little sweet, tastes like a dessert, this is definitely the way to go. Milk and sugar. For me, I would prefer if I was to drink this for breakfast, unsweetened, straight black. It'll be enough of a kick in the pants to get me through the day. Which I need to start doing that. Like I don't drink tea until like the afternoon, even late afternoon sometimes, and it bothers me. Chocolate dipped strawberries? Oh yeah, absolutely. Dark chocolate, I would recommend more likely. Even though I prefer milk chocolate, the dark chocolate would go well with the muscatel. Probably bring some of that back in its sweetened state. Yeah, I would go with that. Even on the other extended side of it, if you go with a white chocolate, in this state, the sweetness would probably be overloaded, and I'm sure like some people out there with like really good sweet teeth would not mind that at all. So I'm definitely going with it. There's even like a little caramel aftertaste. Just as I speak, I'm getting like notes of caramel in my breath. This turned out to be a much a much sweeter tea than I thought I'd start out with. But yeah, you know what? I mean, it's not bad to party sometime. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm opening the floor again. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now is the time. I'm kind of stuffed here. I had dinner right before. Like I know I need to cut that at the end of the stream. I start to like get tired, and the caffeine is only going to help if I sit down and I'll stay awake. But yeah, that being said, I guess I'll go ahead and end the stream. So thank you all for joining me tonight. This has been a wonderful, wonderful blend. I will post the link in the description later on today. So until next time, have a great night, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.